Poor Donald Trump. Besides all the jokes about CNN finding the MH370 plane and Tom Brady supporting him earlier,
I think he's got what it takes.
I hope so.
the highlight of the GOP debate was everyone putting Trump on blast.
And in fact, not only are we the A-team, we even have our own Mr. T, who doesn't mind saying about others, you're a fool.
The best way for us to give this election back would be to nominate a Donald Trump. He'll either implode in a general election, or if God forbid, if he were in the White House, we have no idea what he would do. You can't just attack him on policy. He doesn't care about policy. It's not enough to say he was for socialized medicine or higher taxes.
Thank you, Governor.
He's not serious.
You got Hillary Clinton to go to your wedding because
true.
you gave her money.
True.
Maybe it works for Hillary Clinton. It doesn't work
Jeff,
for anybody on
Jeff,
this stage.
I was a businessman. I got along with Clinton. I got along with everybody.
Yeah.
That was my job, to get along with people.
But the
I didn't
simple
want
fact
to,
is-
excuse me, 1 second.
No.
I
The
didn't
simple
want
fact
to.
is,
Jeff,
Donald,
oh,
you
good.
cannot take-
more energy tonight. I like
No.
that. First of all, Rand Paul shouldn't even be on this stage. He's number 11. He's got 1% in the polls, and how he got up here, there's far too many people. Anyway,
I think that really goes to really the judgment. Do we want someone with that kind of character, that kind of careless language to be negotiating with Putin? Do we want someone like that to be negotiating with Iran? His visceral response to attack people on their appearance, short, tall, fat, ugly. My goodness, that happened in junior high. Are we not way above that? And would we not all be worried to have someone like that in charge of the nuclear arsenal?
Mr. Trump?
I never attacked him on his look, and believe me, there's plenty of subject matter right there.
Donald Trump said the following about you, quote, "Look at that face. Would anyone vote for that? Can you imagine that, the face of our next president?" Mr. Trump later said he was talking about your persona, not your appearance.
I think women all over this country heard very clearly what Mr. Trump said.
I think she's got a beautiful face, and I think she's a beautiful woman.
But let me say this flat out. Donald Trump is unfit to be president of the United States or the Republican Party's nominee.
And Mr. Trump, we don't need an apprentice in the White House. We don't need an apprentice in the White House. We have one right now. He told us all the things we wanted to hear back in 2008. We don't know who you are or where you're going. We need someone who can actually get the job done. And you talked about business.
Well, in Wisconsin,
let me finish.
excuse
no,
me.
No, we talk about
in
this.
Wisconsin,
No.
you're losing $2.2 billion right now.
You're using
I
the
would
talking-
do so much better than
Mr.
that.
Trump.
But Donald Trump fired back with some pretty GIF-worthy moments.
We said no.
Wrong.
We said no, and that's the simple fact. The simple
Don't
fact
make things
is,
up, Jeff. Don't make
cut
things
me
up.
off,
Come
sir.
on, don't make things up.
And did every surprise emoji in the book.
As president, he said he wouldn't want, quote, such a hothead with his finger on the nuclear codes. You as well have raised concerns about Mr. Trump.
Were the candidates too hard on Donald Trump? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe.
Here's the best of Donald Trump from the debate last night, and of course by the best I mean absurd nonsense that somehow the Republican base gobbled up.
What I say is what I say. And honestly, Megan, if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I've been very nice to you, although I could probably maybe not be based on the way you have treated me, but I wouldn't do that. But you know what? We need strength, we need energy, we need quickness, and we need brain in this country to turn it around.
Trump corporations, casinos and hotels, have declared bankruptcy 4 times over the last quarter century. In 2011, you told Forbes magazine this: "I've used the laws of the country to my advantage." But at the same time, financial experts involved in those bankruptcies say that lenders to your companies lost billions of dollars. Question, sir, with that record, why should we trust you to run the nation's business?
Because I have used the laws of this country, just like the greatest people that you read about every day in business have used the laws of this country, the chapter laws, to do a great job for my company, for myself, for my employees, for my family, etc. I have never gone bankrupt, by the way. I have never. But out of hundreds of deals,
but sir,
excuse me,
that's your
excuse
line,
me.
but your companies have gone bankrupt.
Out of what am I saying?
You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account
Only
has
Rosie
several...
O'Donnell.
No, it wasn't.
Trump Entertainment Resorts which went bankrupt in 2009. In that case alone, lenders to your company lost over $1 billion and more than 1,100 people were laid off.
Well,
is that the way that you run the country?
Let me tell you about the lenders. First of all, these lenders aren't babies. These are total killers. These are not the nice, sweet little people that you think, okay? You know, I mean, you're living in a world of the make-believe, Chris. You want to know the truth.
Incredible. Now, in reality, what he's saying there is incredibly callous and totally incorrect. He fucked over a lot of people. A lot of people lost their jobs because he over-leveraged businesses on purpose, took the money himself, filed for bankruptcy, and then everybody else got fucked and he got rich. That's the reality of the situation. But the way that he frames it and the way that he spins it, what people are taking away from the situation is Trump is the victim. Why is Chris Wallace being so mean in his factual questioning? You know, you're assaulting Donald Trump. And look, he spun it and made the victims, and turned himself into the victim, and made the victims the enemy. He's like, you know, oh, these people that invested money with me, the workers, oh, come on, these aren't angels, are you kidding me? They're the ones that lost all their fucking money while you ran out the back door with millions! No, it's incredible, man, but it's the way that he responds and the tone that he uses and the passion that he uses, which makes people go, he must be somewhat right. I mean, he seems really convinced by what he's saying. We're watching a fucking phenomena, man. And understand, a lot of this has to do with the fact that everybody else on stage, they think like politicians. They act like politicians. They're slimy. They're sleazy. They bullshit so much. They dance around issues. Whereas Trump is just like, fuck you. I'm going to go balls to the wall. I got billions in the bank anyway. So watch me, you know, if you throw a hard question at me, I'm going to eat it. I'm going to vomit it back out, and then I will eat my own vomit and vomit out the vomit again and say, fuck you. Everybody's going to vote for me no matter what. We're watching something incredible, man. This is unlike anything I've ever seen before. And understand, a lot of those questions were strong. Like, they asked strong questions, and Donald Trump just grabbed those questions, took them to the woodshed, and took out Rand Paul's chainsaw that he used to cut up the tax code and destroyed the questions. Who does that? When he was asked a hard question about his bankruptcies, he's like, I use the laws to my advantage. Anybody in the same position would have done it. Brilliant businessmen do it all the time. I didn't go bankrupt, though, and Chris Wallace called him out on that. He's like, yeah, but your businesses did. So that means you did in a way, because it was your businesses that went bankrupt. He's like, what am I saying? In other words, he's like, yeah, my businesses went bankrupt, and I'm fine with my businesses going bankrupt, because I was looking to keep all my money. And again, I think a lot of Republicans are going to look at that and go, there's Trump telling it like it is again. If I was in his position, I would have done the same thing. So in other words, they sympathize with Trump. They don't sympathize with all the people that lost their jobs and all the people that invested money with him that got fucked over. Incredible, incredible. And the Rosie O'Donnell line, I mean, fuck. He's got all the Republicans eating off his plate, man. All it takes is one somewhat funny line, and everybody's there like, oh my God, let me beat off to this guy. He's awesome. Make me laugh. Again, that's the anti-politician in Trump, and it worked well, man. I told you there's 10 people on stage. One poll has Trump at 47% winning the debate. That's unheard of. 47% of people think he won the debate. It's not like there's only 2 people on stage. There's 10. 47% are with him. We're watching something incredible right now, man. And I'm curious to see how long this lasts.